So you were asking me, how do we stay in the center? How do we deal? It takes freaking practice. I've lived here for 5 years. I had to stop at that top of that stairs and cancel any negatives so I could walk down the stairs. So we had to do it over and over and over again. We must discipline the human to be disciplined in what we think, to match what we say and what we do. So that was my answer to another question that I went down a rabbit hole about. But
I love your rabbit holes.
oh, good.
Okay.
I do too. That's why I get lost in them so often. Go ahead.
So I have to ask, so as we're all receiving these upgrades,
Yes.
And people feel them, like the chest pains, you know, that they feel like they're having a heart attack, or
yes.
feel like their body's going numb, and they go to the doctor,
Yes.
and the doctor can't find anything wrong.
This is such a valid question.
And they prescribe them with,
yes.
you know, Xanax or,
yes.
you know,
Prozac, Xanax. I don't know what the designer drugs are. I think they still do those.
So what can a person do to just be at ease?
First of all, Sophia, we're doing it. You and me. They don't have me as a chiropractor, and they don't have you. So somehow, one way or another, they're going to find us, and they're going to have it. They're going to get through all our conversation until they get to this point. Or maybe you could have a little piece just this point. I don't know. It's several hours worth. So here's this part 1, part 2, part 3, or talk about this, whatever. So what has to happen is, as a community, we have to remind each other that it's okay.
Right.
When my teeth burn, I can think that I'm having a neurological problem. When I have a migraine or a headache, I can think I have a migraine or a headache when I actually have shut my head chakras down because I got pissed at God. Because all of a sudden I saw something. 10,000 people died. What the fuck were you thinking? Like God did it to us. Right? And we go, I'll show you. I'll separate myself and shut everything down. Let me open everything back up. And you get a freaking headache. So I have a patient laying on my table. I say, show me where your headache. And they go, or they go, or they go, or they go. I go, okay. And whether they're conscious or not is how much I might say. Now, I know occipit's off because the core, your brainstem hangs down between the foramen magnum in your skull and the atlas and the axis, which parts of brainstem. And when those are twisted in the carotid arteries, can have a physical excuse why we're having trauma in the head. Mm-hmm. Okay, so I do the physical component. Then I open their chakras and get them all spinning again. And I go, have you gone? They go, yeah, doc. And I'm a miracle worker. How cool am I? Right? So we think they have a migraine, and it's them having attitude, fuck you with God, is what's happening. Or something is going against the grain, migraine. Like you pet a cat the wrong way, something's not going the way they want them. The old paradigm's not working. You can't make money the old way. You can't make love the old way. You got to go in the new way. It's not going, I can't do win, lose, lose, win. I have to do win, win. I have to make my thoughts congruent with my words. I have to speak the truth, and I'm being pissed off about it. I'm getting less and less opportunity to do it my way. It's my way or the highway. That bullshit's got to stop, right? So migraine. Or we have our upgrades, like the heart thing. I'm going, oh my God, I'm having a heart attack. Oh my God. Well, you can't shut your heart down. I cannot punish you emotionally anymore. I can't do emotional blackmail. It doesn't work in this frequency anymore. We're not at a Schumann factor of 8 something. We're at a Schumann factor of 13 something. My body's upgraded. I can't. My 13 frequency body that's aligned with the spirit now cannot hate you. If it does, I will hurt my Buddha heart. And if you get seduced into thinking someone harmed you, and some old bubble up of hatred comes up, and you think it's in present time, your heart's going to hurt. And if your thoughts and your belief systems, if you think you've got heart problems, you will ask your avatar to create it inside of it if you don't have heart problems now. Make a different choice. Or let's say, no, it's not. You're in denial. And the next thing you know, you're sucking snot. No, it's not. I'm not being too masculine. I know how to be feminine. No, it's not. This shit's funny. Patient comes in and they tell me these terrible symptoms, and all they just did is give me code, and I go no 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 no, and they think I'm reading their minds, and I go no, I just read symptom. I know what you're making your avatar do. Your physical avatar is going, because it loves us unconditionally. It'll do whatever we ask of it. It will freaking die. You want me to die miserably? I'm there. I'll have the most terrible cancer that you can possibly have. You're going to have to do morphine drip to get me out of here because you asked that of me. I know it's not funny. However, I'm so terrified of death, but I don't want to live. So I'm stuck in limbo. So they're going to kill me with morphine. Right? Or sinus. Sinus. Do you hear the word? Sin, us, sinus. If you have been raised Catholic, Christian, Jewish, Muslim, and you got this sin thing going, and you have done a sin, like you coveted your neighbor's wife, or you coveted your neighbor's husband or something. Oh me, oh my, I'm evil. And then you add in that they are doing radio stations, for example, maybe the last 10 years in Atlanta, the frequency goes across my sinuses. That's where it hits me. And then I go, oh, it's the pollen. Because everybody's freaking out right now because we've got this global thing and we've got our regular season of pollen that people like to do sinus shit. It's not, no, it's not, and their eyes are burning. So we got this major chakra going on here that's aggravated, and we're not dealing with our sin. So all of a sudden we're snotting, and that is also the symptoms of crying. So you've got unresolved grief about times when you have done sinful things or someone has done sin on you, and you are not taking responsibility. So your body gets the hit. So it's sitting here running the energy, and you're mad at your body because you've got allergies. When the truth is, you are being unconscious. You're not taking responsibility for what you're thinking, saying, and doing. You're not 100% responsible for your reality. As above, so below. As within, so without. You are not processing the sin you think you've done.
It's time to process.
Right. So this is processing. So if I've got a rash and I've had it all my life, I've got tinea versicolor. Tinea versicolor. It's actually a lichen, I've been told. If I've got it on my body, what am I not looking at? It's not my body betraying me. It's not the tinea versicolor. It's not some frickin' monster virus running around that's causing the problem. What are you not taking responsibility for? When it's grief, you're not participating. One of the things that Esperanza, she is my lineage holder before Star took over, this amazing Mayan goddess. She's like 4'8", 4'9", 10, little tiny thing that was Star's teacher. She taught that your willingness to participate in life equals to the lung space and how deep you breathe. If you are not breathing fully, you do not want to participate. If your lungs are filling up with pus, it's toxic, obnoxious grief that you are not taking responsibility for. Damaging your ability to fully participate and breathe. And in our lungs, there are two places that we have endorphin receptor sites. Candace Pert, another goddess in the 70s, she was part of the team that found the receptor sites, the endorphin receptor sites. And then like a week later, another team found the endorphins. And then this whole journey started. Well, the most places that we have receptor sites, do you know where? Sophia, do you know where?
No.
Well, one's the spine, and the second is the lungs.
Huh.
So chiropractic, Tai Chi, Qi Kong, yoga, anything that does movement, stretch, activates the endorphin receptor sites in your spine and makes you go into bliss. And the second place is lungs. Breathe. Breath work, breath meditation, hypertrophic breathing, rebirthing. Breathe, 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 deep breath. The two things the yogis have been teaching us for millenniums is how we feel breath. And the other one is orgasms. Talk about, bliss. I'm sure there's receptor sites there too. The two main places that you have the most endorphins is along your spine and in your lungs. So if you want to feel better, just at an endorphin receptor site level, you get adjusted, automatically get better. Stretch, move, exercise, move, stretch, right? And you feel better immediately.
That's so beautiful. I love that.
So my comments to you about every symptom has a multidimensional reason. Every symptom does. Whether you get a broken bone, whether we lose eyesight, and I have presbyopia, and I have to wear glasses. Mm-hmm. Every symptom has multidimensional reasons. So what's the physical reason? Well, my immune system is lowered, I'm sensitive, and I decided to create a disease that puts me in bed to process my inner because I'm not doing it outward. I have to do it outward rather than inward. I had an argument emotionally with my fella, and I found out he had another woman. I have karma. I have stolen 50 times someone else's woman or man. And on a soul level, I whatever. It just, there's layers and layers and layers to every single solitary thing. So to process it, you do the inner and the outer. And sometimes it's better to, there's different thoughts. One teacher will say it's better to do outer. I like doing them all. I'll go get a colonic. I'll go get an adjustment. I'll take my vitamin C. I'll go get hug therapy. I'll do Thai yoga massage. I'll do some quickening work. I'll do boundaries. I'll do some light language. I'll do hands-on healing. I'll have people pray for me, and I'll surrender and give that fucking thing up.
That's awesome. I love it. Okay, so speaking of hand healing or touch healing, we're in a situation where we can't touch really. How do we get back to, a lot of people who live alone, and are isolated and are on quarantine. How do we have that?
A lot of this. We're back to that Christian Muslim, and I think it's everywhere. I know the Hindus have stuff, and I know the Chinese have, even though they teach the Tao and they have Tantra and they have Ayurvedic stuff, my teeth are on fire again. Guides just shifted. We get back to self-touch. Yay, the body doesn't care who's touching it.
I love it.
It gets back to masturbation, which is absolutely, like in the Mormon tradition, to masturbate is more evil, more of a mortal sin than killing someone. Now, I'm here to tell you that's fucked up, not meaning the pun. Mm-hmm. That's fucked up. So it's time to masturbate. It's time to touch self. Touch my avatar. Mm-hmm. If someone is not, and doing that, I don't know if you guys can feel it. I just activated endorphins in my skin. I'm buzzing right now. I can feel spirit right now. So order online because we got it. If you don't have one, there are brushes that are natural fiber wood. They're boar or horse tail or something. You're not allergic to it. And it's not for the shower, it's for dry brushing. And you do a touch therapy. You can use a brush, you can use your fingernails, you can use silk, you can use a towel, you can use ice, you can use a hot pad, and you touch every inch of yourself. That's the challenge with a massage, because there's parts, especially in this country, if you're American trained, that there's parts of the body you're not allowed to touch. So it causes you to be disjointed on a physical level. So we would touch, you would scrub. Now, if it stimulates you, you do it when you wake up. If it calms you down, you do it before you go to bed. and you do it every day. It is my number one suggestion for PTSD. It is number one suggestion for people that hate being touched, because I'm here to tell you humans are social, and our nervous system, absolutely, this is critical, it's vital, it's primal. We need to be touched. Our physical body needs to be touched. That's why we had all those terrible kids, that terrible problem with the babies in China coming over, or like the orphanages, or Romania, when we got a lot of children, is because they're not touched and they became sociopaths. You want to make a sociopath? Don't touch them. You want to make a hardcore sociopath? Don't touch them. You want someone to die of dementia? Don't touch them. Every time I stimulate my skin, my brain is stimulated. I become smarter. So the babies that are touched, the children that are touched and loved and played with, their features are even finer, and their brains are smarter. So if you want to make a child smarter, healthier, more athletic, Renaissance, brilliant, you take them to the brilliance of what their DNA has. You touch them, you stimulate them, you love them, you kiss them.
Yep.
And they say, and this is that to be touched with violence and to be sexually touched is better than not being touched at all. When we're not touched, it makes a sociopath. Now, it can make you screwed up, and you'll have some recovering to do if you've been sexually violated or if you've been beaten. But that's better than no touch at all. Isolation will drive us mad. So if you've got villains in the prisons and they're being bad, the worst thing to do to them is to put them in isolation. They actually need touch therapy. They need to be massaged. They need to be put in a blanket and touched. And they're so aberrated. I mean, any kind of touch is mixed up with sexuality, because men are not allowed to touch. If your love language is touch, in this country we're not allowed to touch. So it makes a person mean and angry and self-centered when they're not being touched. So the best thing we can do right now is touch. And if we're by ourselves, we touch ourselves, because we're responsible for our own reality. We're not a victim. And I mean the bottom of your feet, your back, your tush, your genitals, your head. I mean, you got to get something where you can reach all of it. Don't miss a piece of your skin, or your body's going to bitch at you. Right. So that's what we do. That's what we have to do, is touch.
Right. Well, but at the same time, we're going to be respectful of our children too, and so no one gets any ideas like, well, then, because
I'm not saying sexually abuse children.
It's like learning how to touch with love that feels safe.
Okay. Yeah. Go back to what we originally talked. These are all vital. Right. We go back to what we were saying before. When I touch someone ego-based, there's no God in it.
Yeah.
We're back to basics again. If I touch this computer or my camera with no God, it's an ego-based experience, and it's shallow, and it's got only one or two dimensions to it. When we have this conversation, full chakra, 144 dimensions, it's God-based. Right. And in my connection, I'm connected to source. So when I'm touching my child, I am making sure I'm connected to the child's soul. I'm connected to the divine, so I can clean its penis and its testicles and its vulva and its anus with love and compassion that only a mother can give. Then it's that what comes through my hands is divine. It's love. It comes off my heart chakra. We have heart chakra, right? I have my heart chakra here, right? My heart chakra has a superior minor, an inferior minor. So it's a 3 heart chakra system. My heart itself has 2. It's got a major and a minor. So I actually got 5 chakras here. I'm heating up. So everybody should feel the heat. Then there's a minor at every point. I've got a heart minor here. I've got a heart minor here. I got a heart minor here. Every bone has a heart minor. These are heart minors. So when I'm touching a person, see my hands pink up? I'm touching with love and my Buddha heart. Then the hand has a heart chakra. There's a heart minor there. So when I'm adjusting someone, I'm adjusting them with my heart. If I hit somebody, I'm hitting them with my heart, and you're causing heart trauma. So when we are connected, and it's a trinity with source, then my hands are healer hands. I'm touching with spirit. Then when I make love to my lover, when I make love to my husband, when I make love to my buddy I like to make love to, it's heart-based. It's not ego-based. As soon as it's ego-based, then we're unconscious and we're asleep. And we are separate from source, and we're not intimate. You want intimacy? It's got to be divine-based. Intimacy, to be inside someone's body. We are having an intimate relationship. This is not, we are very intimate right now, because we are seeing inside ourselves, and it's divine-based. So that's my answer to that.
That's so beautiful.
It's high road. We choose a high road. Low road is ego-based, and that's its job, is to give you choice. When it's ego-based, then we're my former husband, his name's Armin Rossi, Dr. Armin Rossi. He is the let's see, make sure I can talk about this. He is the dean of students of Sherman Chiropractic College. So he's an amazing human being, my former husband. Amazing man, amazing chiropractor, teacher, father, and husband. He's just a good guy. When he talked to his guidance, what Spirit taught him was that when you make a call to the angels, because the angels do what we ask of them, that's their job. And he talked about this harp, and it taught me a lot of things. I always think of the movie Jacob's Ladder. It was an old Vietnam movie, probably in the 80s. Do you know it?
No. Yeah.
Okay. It's like a horror flick. It's got a chiropractor in it. I mean, it's just, but it demonstrates that there is a harp. If I ask from the ego side of the harp, then the angels will look demonic, and the answers that you are given to your prayers will look evil, will cause suffering. If I ask from the divine side of the harp, they look angelic, and it looks like a miracle. So do you really want to ask an angel from an ego side and make him look demonic? So in that movie, there was a young man during Vietnam, and he had been poisoned by Agent Orange, and they were in a field hospital in a tent. Towards the end of the movie, you find out what's going on, and he's struggling. He doesn't want to die, and he's the last one of all the soldiers, and the medics are talking about him, that he's struggling, he won't die, and he's in terrible pain, and he's out of his mind. And what the whole movie was his dream. And the all of a sudden things are chasing him. They look like demons, and they're after him. But what it was Archangel Azrael. It was the angel of death coming to get him, take him home. It was time to go home. And he was fighting death. And they finally had to send his son, who had died earlier, Jacob, come, Daddy, it's time to go home. And when he took his son's hand, that he wasn't afraid anymore. And then the demons that were chasing him turned into angels, and they took him home. So I have a different perspective when it comes to the dark side. It's all part of creation, and it's an illusion that there's a duality.
Right.
Okay. So there's that.
So beautiful. Suzan, I could just talk to you forever. I love you so much. I love your mind. I love your soul. I love how you put all as one. You know, I love your teachings. Speaking of which, I would love people to reach out to you for your teachings. How do they find you?
I'm about to do a website, but it's not. I'm kind of antiquated. I'm apologizing. It should be online shortly, and it will be Dr. Dr. period Susan SUZAN.com
Okay.
or something like that. Yeah, it should be that. And I'm going to give you my email. It's that's okay to do, right?
If you want people reaching you through your email, that's perfect.
It's Dr. period SUZANROSSI at gmail.com. That's my address right now. And I still do email lists, and so you can say you would like to be put on my email list, and we send out a call. As I get better at doing things, then we'll know how to do it different.
Well, you have amazing classes. What is your next class? What class will you be doing next?
Oh, that's such a good question.
Because you do amazing classes.
Well, a couple of them have been canceled because I was going to go to Israel and teach and do stuff. So we're in the process of, my daughter and I are doing next ones. So I teach light language. It's sacred geometry. It is from the Mayans. It is the God's code for creation. We just did beginning. I probably could do another beginning one where the basics ones that you just did. There'll be an intermediate one created really soon. It's Friday night, all day Saturday, Sunday, and it's 15, 20 shapes, 15, 20 colors, and the grids are, when you create them, it's 7 by 7, 49 grids. You can do healing on yourself, on a client. You can use it as a product. And you can do, for every grid you write yourself, you do a God grid. So you always do in sacred service. And you can do community changes. It lasts about 18 months, very powerful. Then there's advanced light language. We call it light language 3. It is a 2 weekend, so it's 5 days. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I like to split it up to give you integration time. There's 144 colors plus, actually there's a whole bunch more. And there are 81 shapes plus, there's a whole bunch more and if you think the baby ones, we have to increase bandwidth to do those. Those are absolutely life-changing. Then I teach DNA. It's got 3 parts: beginning, middle, and intermediate, and training. DNA training, where you can actually change the code, maybe 5, 6 different ways. You can do DNA healing and change your reality. It's DNA Mayan transmutation. I'm talking the shaman stuff right now. I can do individual stuff online. I mean, on the phone or Zoom like we're doing, we can do sessions for right now. And then in person when the moratorium changes. I can do, there's psychic surgery. I can do that long distance or in person or over the phone. All of that's very powerful. My specialty is child abuse and physical abuse and sexual abuse and being multiple personality, and I do amazing work with putting people back together again. PTSD, soldiers, mama stuff, family stuff. Somebody just went. Okay, and then I do a class called Dimensional Mastery. I've postponed 2 classes because of the event, but they'll be put in motion again. That is a 30-day class. It is, I teach the dimensions, and I mean walking on water, teleportation, levitation. You get it downloaded in your field. In the beginning, it's small, and then you have to increase your bandwidth until you're actually doing that. So you'll have it in your field ready to go when you guys doing it. Amazing, 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 amazing class. I do something called divine intervention, which is also one of the dimensions inside the 30 days. It's a 2-week program. I either split it up between 2 times, or you can do 14 days in a row, or you can do 1 weekend in a month for 8 months. I give a bonus. I give a bonus. My sister did that, so I do that. I teach psychic surgery, so I really download 4 dimensions, and it's a form of teleportation, moving devitalized tissue out of the body. Mind blowing. That one you have to come and live with me. The dimensional mastery, you have to go. It's a destination near water. You're on an island or you're on a peninsula. We were going to do it in Israel. I've done it in Gulf Shores. People have done it in Mexico. Someone did it near a big lake in Germany. So we have to have water for that one. That's a 30-day. You have to live with us. Room and board is included. The Divided Invention room and board is included. Those are high dollar tickets, so I'll tell you later if you're interested. We try to get chefs to cook for us. So we feed you and make you comfortable, and we do awesome stuff. That's the shamanic stuff. Let me see if there's anything else. And there's little things like little things that we do. There's lots of them. I teach medical intuitive, how to be a medical intuitive, the actual magic to make that happen. I actually teach you the dimensions that will absolutely help you see the future and the past. So I actually teach how to be psychic, what the actual address is dimensionally. It's awesome stuff. So on a quantum leap, that's the shamanic old stuff, old paradigm. We're bringing into the new paradigm. The new paradigm in the galactic material is my quickening, accelerated conscious evolution. The main body, bread and butter of it is I change concepts and belief systems. Remember what I said, what you believe to be true is the reality you create. So I do once or twice a month, I do 3-hour class where we change concepts. And I started with first chakra, and right now I'm working on the third eye. First chakra would be survival and worthy, and second chakra, family, sex, money. Third would be will and integration and processing and community. Fourth is heart, jealous, Family would be men and children and women and love and sex and stuff, second chakra. Throat is all levels of communication, whatever that looked like. Third eye, what I'm doing right now is being psychic, perceiving, clarity, eyesight. I mean, I've been working on it for a year, third eye. When I do crown, which is the next one I'm going to do, is God stuff. And I'm just going to have people come and lay down. You just lay down because you'll be sliding out of your chair. There's a lot of fixing on concepts, the shadow, the illusions and the stuff. I mean, 9/11 is people killing U.S. in the name of God. I mean, yeah. I mean, crusades. Yeah. I mean, right. I mean, even the Germans had a thing, right? They're gonna purify the world. I mean, for some spiritual reason, So there's a lot of work on the crown chakra, which goes along with Corona. We're dealing with Corona. Right. We're making a high rose choice to stay connected at a crown level. Every organ in your body has a chakra on your head. Every made chakra on your body has a chakra on the head. So all of these have to be, not to mention the crown, all have to be open and fully connected to source. So there's a major, and I call this section of the quickening, transmutation of evolution.
Sounds great. This all sounds so exciting.
I have 60 classes I've written so far. What I will eventually do is redo them and have them online so you can do them by yourself. But right now I like doing it. I could do it online. I could do it. Right now it's an awesome class to do online. Concepts and belief systems. And they can put you out too. It'll make you sleep and process on whatever subject. I've done joy. I've done love. I've done power. I've done, responsibility is huge. Commitment. Loyalty. I mean, they're so full of shadow. So I'm cleaning shadow on things. So that class is huge. And that deals with the concepts and belief systems that we have in our chakras, in our cells, on our DNA, at our soul level, that we create reality. It changed the rules. If all of a sudden I think I'm ugly and I change it to I'm beautiful, all of a sudden I'm looking like quite a babe. I'm like, dang, this is good stuff, right? And even when I look at myself, I allow the truth to be known. Spirit's all over me. I'm getting a burn massage here.
I love it.
Buzz massage. Then I do I have a class called Rage Class. It's not a class you can do online. I create a cauldron of sacred, like being on top of virtual fire where we run rage. I give you a place to run the darkest emotions of hatred, revenge, mutilation, suicide, and it's a Friday night. I start at like 5 or 6, and I go to 12 in the morning. I start at 7 in the morning, and I go until we're done, which could be 2, 3, 4 o'clock Sunday morning. We do major transmutation, evolution stuff, call and response changing. I do a whole download, and I literally initiate people. What's the emotional body? And I do. I reference L. Ron Hubbard's Scientology work on emotional tone scales. I do power versus force. I can't remember. I always forget the guy's name. He's not Stephen Hawkins, but the other Robert or Bob or something. Forgive me to the dude.
That's right.
Amazing work, amazing work. And then Abraham Hicks' work. You know, I teach emotions, what that is, because sometimes people most of the time people don't even know what that is. They don't even know what an emotion is. And then we do rebirthing, and we do hypertrophic breathing, and we do rage pillow, and we do drumming, and we do dance, we do yoga and breath work and all sorts of stuff. That's Rage Class. Then I do a class that's my flagship class. My slides is over 1,800 slides. It's I could do it over 5 days. That would be a destination class, but it's and I'm going to include lots of massage and ion cleanse and stuff. But I can squeeze it in Friday, Saturday, Sunday if we're doing a marathon. It is. I prepare the field, and then I do like 35 prayers. I remove parasitic things that do not belong to you, that are not you. I prepare your field, and then I make a call throughout the universes, time, space, and coordinate to bring yourself back to self. It's an awesome class, and you're not the same when you get done. And then on and on and on. I teach people how to teach. I teach divine intervention. I teach DNA. I teach light language, and I teach my quickening work. But it's even more. So that's me in a nutshell.
I love it.
Oh, and I do apprenticeship.
What? Oh, okay.
For chiropractors, and I can do. But we would have to see about that because I'm just one person. I can do it online, and I can do it in person where I actually have full-blown people living.
Right.
You know, that's a component. I also, oh God, I've written a book that has not been created, not been published yet. It's Healing Sex. And so I've got huge classes on Tantra, and conscious sexuality for men, lovers of men and lovers of women. And I weave in my tantric work, my shamanic work, and my quickening work. So I have huge levels of, there'll be classes on how to be conscious tantra sex for relationships. So that's in the works too.
When's the publication or the release date that you're hoping for?
I would like the end of the year, but I'm working on it. It's been a 10-year process.
Okay.
And it's full of light language and quickening and tantra and Ayurvedic tantra and the wisdom of the Tao, sexology. So I'm integrating it. It's called Divine Designs for Sex.
That sounds amazing. That's going to be a great book, a great series.
Yep. I have my friend that I was telling you that almost got run over by the semi. She's an artist, and she'll be doing 1,000 images for me. That will be, so all the positions and the anatomy. So that's in process now. It depends on how fast she can draw. So there's things going on.
So when that comes out, we're going to do another show and talk about your books.
We can prepare for that.
That's going to be amazing.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
You are just so wonderful, and I'm so grateful to know you and get to do this with you. So I'm most appreciative. Thank you.
Blessings to you, and blessings to everyone that's listening, and that you're safe and comfortable and healthy and happy and breathing.
Lots.
All right.
Thank you, Suzan. Talk to you very soon.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.